Something big is happening in the sky. Something is about to be revealed from the sky. The bad ones are coming in the skies. Cloaked, you won't see them coming. Dropping something that doesn't feel right. Almost like a chemical or a spray. This is alarming. This will be huge. This will bring on many questions. Should be. We are heading into a time on the earth where we will need and be forced to go back to the old ways of our ancestors and loved ones. Do things the way they were meant to be done, but to be done in a different fashion. With this new wave of energy, this new ascension that we are now currently flowing in. I see problems arising around Egypt and throughout the Middle East, but Egypt seems to have conflict coming to its border. In Australia, I see some kind of large explosion that happens inside of Sydney, Australia, or right around the outside of Sydney, Australia. Cars piled up on the highways of California. They're all trying to get out of there. I can't tell if I'm closer to San Diego. These technologies will be exposed in the Arctic as the ice begins to melt rapidly, and things and structures like pyramids are undeniable. Undeniable proof that these things exist, and the ancient world of Atlantis did once exist. And good day, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great day today, and welcome back to the Love Shack. If you're new here, welcome to the Love Shack. My name is Joseph Tittel, spiritual medium. And in today's video, I go into my deep meditation, trance meditation. I put on my headphones, I listen to some good music, meditation music, or whatever I decide to put on. Today, I decided to put on Sacred Spirit, the chants and dances of the native indigenous people. I enjoy that. And I go into my deep meditation and trance, and I share with you today a combination of some of the visions of what I see specifically, along with some of the information that channels through directly from my spirit guides directly to you. Today, Spirit seems to focus a lot on the coming storms, hurricanes, all kinds of really interesting information. It's scattered, a coming passing of a world leader. I saw them literally in a casket, so that's interesting. A whole bunch of interesting stuff today. If you want to continue, if you're new here and you want to continue to receive accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, you want to vibe with our tribe, be sure to smash that subscribe the bell and also you get notifications. And a big thank you to all the supporters who make this free content possible for everybody else. Now on with today's channel predictions. And I did this meditation on July 12th, 2025. I hope you enjoy. I'm walking through a forest of fire. So much fire and smoke. I'm in South America, between Chile, parts of Peru, and some type of rescue efforts that take place for specific animals or creatures. A problem that breaks out in these fires with miners and mining problems throughout Chile. I just see so much fire. The Middle East, massive fires that burn around Syria, breaking into Turkey, even entering into cities during high winds. Lots of fires breaking out throughout the Middle East. I see a huge skyscraper on fire. It reminds me of the Tower card in the tarot deck. Literally people fleeing out the building like we saw in 2011. It looks like this fire is in multiple places, but burns low, going higher and higher. I potentially may be in Dubai. Lots of symbolism around the tarot card, the Tower, which makes me feel strongly that there will be lots of fires in tower-type structures. Some of these being set intentionally in fear-like attacks. New York City, a fire in one of Trump's hotels, and a targeting towards Trump properties and hotels in the near future. Fire, a pow-pow event that takes place in the lobby of a Trump hotel or resort, especially outside of United States. Fire, so much fire. China is an area where I see so much fire. Like I'm walking through forests that are burnt up as fires continue to burn in front of me. China, I feel beware. Some of this also feels very directed energetically towards China specifically. The northern parts, the far southern parts, even fires outside of Beijing, China. Fires that erupt outside of a volcanic eruption in Japan. Lava igniting forest fires that do get under control in due time. Something big is happening in the sky. Something is about to be revealed from the sky. Things are in the sky in which your eyes cannot see or comprehend. Some of these things in the sky could be seen with special filters or special photography. Now would be a time to explore your skies with this infrared technology because there are many things flying around you. Some good, not so good. The bad ones are coming in the skies. Cloaked, you won't see them coming. Dropping something that doesn't feel right. Almost like a chemical or a spray. I see either 3 to 6 of these planes, perhaps. I know they're there, but I can't see them. It's as if they're hiding in the cloud, except there is no cloud. This is very strange to me, very different. This feels like it's approaching very, very soon. As if they're actually on their way here. I hope here is not United States, but they're on their way to their destination. This is alarming. This will be huge. This will bring on many questions, complications, and even conflict. Other major events are coming in the sky when skies get filled with sudden drone activity in cities. Drone attacks that aren't the typical attacks that we see happening in current conflicts, but more like drone attacks being used to instill fear in some sort of city or area. Drones crashing into people, crashing into vehicles, just causing moments of chaos. I keep seeing New York like taxi cabs, yellow taxi cabs that would take me to New York and New York City. It looks like a day where there's this rain or everything's wet. When this sudden invasion of some sort happens within New York City. I'm over the Hawaiian Islands where I see views of the volcanoes, especially Mount Kilauea, Mount Kilauea is always seeping out lava onto the surface. But Spirit shows me this great blast that comes from Mount Kilauea. And I hear that when this great blast comes to Mount Kilauea, directly across the Pacific Ocean will be a second blast in between Indonesia and Japan, the third coming beneath the Pacific Ocean, something that Spirit has been showing us for quite some time. This is the sign in between. It's 3 in a row. Mount Kilauea appears to be the one that sends the big blast, followed by the one that I feel strongly is located in Indonesia. There may also be a third that erupts slightly in Japan, but the third in between is the one that causes the major issues. I'm zooming down into the United States, into Kentucky, areas of Kentucky and Louisiana, where everything seems fine and it's a beautiful hot day, but suddenly the skies darken ever so dark. I hear sounds of wind that sound like wind blowing through tunnels, and large amounts of rain that all fall in very quick period of time. This is coming in July and even in early August, as the areas of Kentucky, Louisiana, and Georgia will be hit hard multiple times in the near future. They must prepare and stay away from the waters as the storms come, for the waters will rise ever so quickly. This will hit news lines throughout the coming weeks and throughout the coming months. Kentucky, Georgia, Louisiana. Some of this is remnants of tropical storms and hurricanes. And on hurricanes, Florida must be very, very aware, especially in the new place where they put immigrants, where the alligators roam. This place will endure a large hit from a tropical hurricane, which will cause major alert, emergency, and losses of life. In turn, this major disastrous storm that hits the southern part of Florida will reach headlines in political upheaval, causing geopolitical discussions over the people that were left there. This will bring about with it many protests that will follow as they try to put things back together in this alligator ALCATRAZ, when people resist from the beginning. And now there's even more of a reason to resist such a thing, as this place is sitting underwater already. I keep hearing Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Sandy. I'm not sure why Hurricane Sandy, other than the aspect that Hurricane Sandy took a sudden turn into New Jersey and New York and swung through Pennsylvania, causing great devastation in the late October in the year it hit. So I believe Spirit telling me Hurricane Sandy is pointing us to a similar storm, perhaps around that similar time period of late October. There is also a potential of watching closely for a storm with the S name. This coming hurricane season will be a season to prepare for, as it becomes the worst season on record in quite some time, bringing with it massive hurricane systems, not just in the United States and sweeping up to Canada, but also cyclones and typhoons that hit Asia and all parts of Europe. Storms will be out of hand, as there's a record amount of storms on the tracker all at one time. 3 storms turn into 6 storms, turn into 9 storms, and before you know it, there's a dozen storms all whirling at the same time in different locations across the globe. Big storms, big hurricanes, big events hit in and around Ireland, Scotland. Prepare yourself for hurricane type of storms, floods, flooded streets. On top of that, with the chaos that's already erupting energetically and politically within your governments in Ireland, The storms are a sense of bringing a sign that we need to wash away the old and bring in the new. And that new is not the new that's trying to take over. The new is really the old and rebuilding it the way it was and the way it should be. We are heading into a time on the earth where we will need and be forced to go back to the old ways of our ancestors and loved ones, to do things the way they were meant to do things the way they were meant to be done, but to be done in a different fashion with this new wave of energy, this new ascension that we are now currently flowing in, where technologies can actually assist us in the future in many amazing ways. As your intuition and all opens up ever so strongly in this coming time, you will instantly be shown what to do. You'll just know what to do. You'll just instantly access the ancestral lineage that lies within you. You'll naturally know what plant medicines are good for you, and you'll know what direction you need to take yourself and those that you love within your family and friends. Mexico. Warnings for the people of Mexico, especially those on the western side and the southwestern sides of Mexico, the Baja Peninsula and below. Mexico City. I see major issues coming to Mexico City. Major chaos, major energies, along with major tragedies. I see a combination of fires in parts of Mexico City, along with major storms, and it feels to me like they are being hit with one thing after another. Mexico will endure record-breaking hurricane storms, winds, damage, and major fires that break out, including fires that break out along the borders of Mexico and the United States of America. A lot of border fires, on the borders, whether it be the borders of a state, the borders of a country, two countries. Still in Mexico, I feel that the current president of Mexico in charge is in... I feel that the current president of Mexico is in grave danger. As soon she will become a target, as she already is, but that target will become stronger and stronger. I feel a divide between cartel and cartel families, and somehow or another, the Mexican president is in on this divide, which puts their life at grave risk. Attempts that may actually lead to be successful in the long run. California. People that strongly feel that they need to move out should begin working on a plan to do so. For this is your intuition. Whether you be in California or other areas of the globe, follow your intuition. But those in California that are getting that strong urge to go, you're going to want to act on that urge. For the coming years, 2025 through 2027 will be very, very difficult and challenging for California as things split apart, both physically, literally, and energetically. A splitting apart of land masses, but also a splitting apart of the people, a divide of the people. Lots of darkness resides in California, and a lot of this darkness resides under the grounds. This darkness is slowly going to be exposed, and soon Mother Earth will intervene in these parts. Pay attention to the areas in which Mother Earth hits the hardest in California, for this is the areas where the darkness hides and resides. And this is her making her statement. Whether it's great shakings or other things, this is her sign. Hey, if you're enjoying this content so far, please do just take a half a millisecond to click that thumbs up love button, show your love. It takes a lot of time, energy, and such to put all this content together for you. I appreciate the thumbs up love. And again, if you're new here and you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, and you want to vibe with the tribe, be sure to smash the subscribe, the bell, and all. And thanks so much for watching. I'm in the ocean, swimming through, I believe, the Pacific. But Spirit shows me this reflects on the Indian Ocean as well. As I swim through the bottom of the ocean, I see really strange activity, and the schools of fish are acting very strange. As I see things bubbling up from way deep, deep in the depths of the ocean, so deep, I slowly begin to see what resembles flares of red below, almost as if a crack opens up and a red light lies beneath, shining up towards me. Things bubble and bubble more and more. I see the schools of fish and even dolphin and whales swimming in different directions far away from this spot, as if they know what's about to come. So much activity is happening beneath the sea in which we don't see, but soon will be revealed. Things that are hidden will be revealed. Things beneath the earth, things beneath the water. Beneath the water lies more activity that is going on, not just with the earth, but what man is doing beneath the sea with his galactic friends, the underwater cities and the other things that they're doing, including drilling under the sea, doing some type of drilling that is affecting the plates and affecting the oceans. But they don't care. It's all for profit. It's all for money. They're doing this off the coast of China. They're doing this off the coast of Africa. Beware. I feel that so many of the fish in the ocean are affected by what's happening now, but what's about to happen in the near future with geological events that happen beneath the waters, cracks beneath the Earth's surface, beneath the ocean, that allow the ocean to open up, causing major tidal waves and tsunamis to go in different directions. These events are coming in the near future. You will witness these events in 2025, 2027, 2029. These are the years to watch the most closely when it comes to the events that take place beneath the sea. The shifting of the plates, the shifting of land masses, as many parts of the land masses sink beneath the waters and new land masses rise, combining old land masses together with new land masses once again, changing the whole geological makeup of the planet Earth. And the geography of the planet Earth is all about to change. But this is not something that one needs to fear, but something one needs to instead embrace. As the Earth shifts and humanity goes through this shift, this is a shift that you have come to this earth to witness and be a part of it, because this helps to ascend the people and ascend the earth to the new earth nation, where everything is completely different. There will be assistance that will come to you, different assistance from different galaxies that are watching. They're watching the earth ever so closely for what's about to happen. And soon they will once again allow themselves to be seen, to be noticed in your skies, not as the drones or the drone activity. You'll know the difference when you tap into your intuition, not into fear, not into the media, not into what the government tells you, but tap into your intuition. You'll know when the galactic brothers and sisters arrive in peace, because they will show peaceful presentation of their presence. 2027 is a bigger year when it comes to connecting to the galactic brothers and sisters. But 2025 kicks off the introduction, so to speak. Major storms erupt in the Gulf. The temperatures of the Gulf become so warm, it intensifies the coming storms, and it seems that it's one storm sweeps through after another, through the Caribbean, into the Gulf, up through parts of Texas, into Louisiana. But many of these big storms sweeping over the East Coast, through the Carolinas, Kentucky, Georgia, even on the far East Coast to New York, New Jersey, beware. Major storms will begin to develop very soon in the coming weeks. I see some type of humanitarian crisis that takes place in Cuba. A humanitarian crisis between the lack of electricity and coming storms that bring great devastation to the entire island of Cuba, but especially the southern tip of Cuba. Humanitarian crisis. I see problems for Jamaica. Very similar problems where there's crisis that happens in Jamaica. A lot of loss. Take shelter when the storms are coming. Take shelter when the storms are coming. I see so many floods, and more floods. So much water that it causes devastation to mountainsides, as I see mountainsides falling apart and sweeping away in great mudslides. Parts of the Philippines, throughout China, as China continues to get pounded with severe rains, waters, mudslides, and issues with humanitarian efforts in parts of China and Japan as well. So much water. Vietnam, so much water. Flooding. Mountains that slide apart from the mud and the rains. Many of these coming floods and even mudslides and even the earthquakes that come are going to be followed by a big reveal. A big reveal of many things that have been lying beneath the water's secret for so long. Whether it be just simple truths within governments and political structures and the truth being exposed around big corporations and the damage that they have caused to the earth, but also the exposure of that which is hidden beneath the ground. Beneath the ground, there is so much that humanity would be shocked to see. Cities that lie beneath the ground, tunnels that lie in different levels, and different creatures that live beneath our feet as well. This exposure will come, especially in times where floods flood these tunnels, and at the same time, in the future, they see visions. There will even be military and law enforcement efforts going into these secret tunnels and going into these tunnels as if they were about to fight a conflict. I see so many of them raiding into these tunnels. These tunnels is where so much darkness lies within, where they worship dark entities and dark spirits and are controlled by other entities from this planet that you are not aware of. This is where they harvest things from within humans, where they create hybrid type humans, and so much darkness that happens within these tunnels. This exposure is coming, and then you will soon witness so many rescues of people, especially little people who have been trapped and entrapped in these tunnels, and some of them, many of them, even born and raised within these tunnels for experiments to put them in traffic and for other sinister reasons. This exposure will be so disturbing unto humanity that it can only come out little by little. Little by little, that awareness comes. And then there'll be big waves that come one after another. Waves of rescues and waves of discoveries of this darkness that lies beneath your feet. There will also be exposure that comes from the ground beneath you and that in which your governments hide from you, including coverage and footage that is leaked out. That, of course, will be called a fake or called AI creation, but AI in the near future will be able to determine whether it was created by that system or not. And when these systems deny the creation and mark it as being real footage, The footage will just go viral. Footage of what really happens and what they really have beneath us. These tunnels and these systems of travel, high-speed rail lines, all this is beneath you. Electric vehicles, amazing things that would be mind-blowing to the people on the surface of the earth. This exposure needs to come out, and it will. Again, little waves at a time before big waves come one after another. Besides those cities that were created by your governments and built by your political systems beneath your feet, there are also many ancient civilizations that still exist below you, within the earth, below the surface. These ancient civilizations will be exposed to the truth when different earth events and shifting of the plates reveal these ancient cities. And beneath some of these ancient structures lies ancient technology. Some of this ancient technology is already in the hands of these underground government organizations that do not want to share that technology with you. But in the coming years, that technology will be exposed on such a large level that they will no longer be able to hide it from you. For this technology is meant for the future Earth. It is meant for everybody. It is not meant for those with dark intentions to hog it all up for themselves so that they can control and take away those they don't wish to have on this planet anymore. They will not succeed in their plan. They will not succeed. Mother Earth will intervene. Mother Earth will intervene. These technologies will be exposed in the Arctic as the ice begins to melt rapidly, and things and structures like pyramids are undeniable proof that these things exist. And the ancient world of Atlantis did once exist and will once exist again as that technology and that level of ascension and wisdom rises up on the planet Earth once again. But it will rise up on a higher level and a higher vibration than the Atlanteans. For the Atlanteans ended up destroying themselves in the end. This will not be the case on the future Earth. From the higher vibration, we take all those lessons with the help of other galactic beings to take humanity and the Earth to amazing new levels. I see problems arising around Egypt and throughout the Middle East, but Egypt seems to have conflict coming to its border. Conflict, and I see visions of the pyramids and the area of Egypt completely flooded out by these sudden storms. First, I see this vision of major sandstorms that come. And soon after, weeks, I would suppose, that these great big storms hit the area of Egypt, Cairo, bringing flooding as there's political uproar that happens within Egypt and between their borders and bordering country. Problems with Turkey. Problems between Turkey and Egypt. But the bigger problem resides between Turkey and Greece in the near future. Turkey is going to get very brave, very much become a bit of bullies to the area. It's a dark plan that is being orchestrated from within Turkey. Soon you will see Turkey rise up in a new way, a new way that's not positive for the ripple effect on the planet Earth. The coming comet that passes closely to the Earth in the near future, which will be able to be seen from the southern hemisphere as a shooting star in the sky. This will be a sign. As it passes the Earth, soon after, things will shake greatly. Watch for that sign. It appears the most clearest in Australia, as if it passes directly over Australia. An additional sign that Australia is going to endure some great shakings. Those shakings may begin in Australia when this comet passes. Meteor comet. In Australia, I see some kind of large explosion that happens inside of Sydney, Australia, or right around the outside of Sydney, Australia. I can't identify exactly what this explosion is caused from, but I see this massive explosion that could very likely be due to some type of oil or gas explosion. But this is huge. Literally looks like a bomb going off. I feel this sets fires. This large explosion looks like a bomb going off. I believe it's connected to oil or a gas explosion of some sort. Not sure, but it seems like a really big deal that ends up igniting smaller fires nearby from this explosion, billowing up with black smoke. Keep seeing Joe Biden, the previous president of the United States. And I see Joe Biden, the way I see him walking. And as he's walking, I see also sort of a younger version of him. And as he walks, he ages more and more, quicker and quicker. And then he's practically limping. And then I just see him collapse and fall. I could take this that soon Biden's going to fall, whether that be in a way of passing away, or whether this is some kind of fall that's about to hit the Biden family. But I see some kind of fall. We can also take this literal that Biden's going to have a really bad fall. But when I see in my vision him falling, he doesn't get back up. Then I just see fire ignite, as if he's cremated right in front of my eyes. August. I see this major, what appears to be evacuation. Cars piled up on the highways of California. They're all trying to get out of there. I can't tell if I'm closer to San Diego, San Francisco, or both. But it's as if they're fleeing something. Something's coming. There's a warning. They're trying to get out of California. I don't see anything other than things look clear. I just see the large amounts of traffic and the feeling of fleeing. I need to get out of there. A feeling of panic. As it gets darker and darker, and then I see the headlights backed up forever. I feel that some roads are closed off or you can't get out. Big fleeing in California. I see the same in Florida, but in a different way. I see highways in Florida on the southwest, southwest, highways jammed, and people fleeing. Not as much of a panic as I feel in California, but definitely fleeing. Florida feels more like they're fleeing a coming hurricane, as they should. Take and heed the advice. California feels different, like they're fleeing some coming chaos or trying to get away from chaos that just happened. I see the leader of Russia. He looks very unhappy, very unhealthy. And then I see fire in Moscow and chaos in Moscow. But then I have a vision of Putin appearing to me that he is in a casket, getting ready to be buried. Chaos erupts in Moscow. Soon after, fire in Moscow. And the way I see Putin is that he's literally being stabbed, or this could be metaphorically stabbed in the back by his own people. Maybe even his own actual bodyguard. Won't see it coming. I keep seeing Bill Gates, and the way Spirit shows me him, I see a vision of Bill Gates with the horns of a devil, doing shady things and dark things behind the scenes in his own mind. There's something not right there. A possession of sorts. Multiple possessions. And soon in many areas, Gates is going to be called out. Not only called out, but a demand for justice from many. Not just against Bill Gates himself, but also against the Gates Foundation. I see his ex-wife speaking out with her hands up in the air as if I have nothing to do with this. But then Spirit shows me two little horns that pop up on her head. She knows everything, and she's quite a bit in on it too if she's got little horns on her head. So don't trust what she comes out speaking to defend herself, while Bill takes the rap when she's still partially responsible for the things and the horrors that have been caused upon others, especially children. They will be called out. He will be called out. There'll be calls for justice. He'll be banned from countries only because if he enters, he will be taken custody. He will face many lawsuits. He will face attacks and will end up hiring extra security, which may not help him at all in the coming year. Some areas he'll be forced to sell out his land. He's buying up all the land and soon may be forced to sell some of it. And there we have it, beautiful souls. I very much hope that you enjoyed this session, again, that I did on July 12th, 2025. You're seeing this sometime a few days after that date. And if you did enjoy, please do, again, hit that thumbs up love button. If you're new here and you want to continue to see accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, vibe with the tribe, smash the subscribe. Again, the bell and all. And remember, you can catch me every Tuesday for Tuesday's Tea Time, where we talk about world events, how they relate to past predictions and prophecy with new predictions each and every Tuesday. Tuesday's Tittel Tea Time, so be sure you don't miss it. Because if you miss any content, you're going to miss predictions. When they come true, you're going to miss it. You don't want to miss anything at all. Down below in the description, you'll find all the links to my social media, including the Subscribe Star Awaken Your Spirit community and the community down below on YouTube, and all those supporters who support this channel. Couldn't do it without you. I thank you with infinite love and gratitude. And until the next time, friends, I will see you in the future. And until then, remember, be bold, be true, be kind, be you. Let your light shine ever so brightly. And have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste, and much love, friends. Much love.